Hello, men. This is the Valiant Lifestyle. Again, here with Jesse. If this is your first time joining me, welcome, welcome. And what I would like to do is offer you to subscribe here. Just hit the little bell notification where my finger is, and then hit all. That lets you know when all my content is available. You get a notification. This is your lots of times back watching me. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about, why does the blended family dad feel burned out? Why does the blended family dad feel burned out? He feels burned out because, do you want the real answer or do you want the fluffy answer? I'll give you the real answer first. The real answer is that he does not do enough for himself. He doesn't do himself first. He doesn't make himself a priority. That is the short answer, and that is the truth. The next answer is health is not a priority for you. It isn't. In fact, if it was, you would be making time for yourself every morning. And that was something that I was not doing until, let's say, 3 months ago. 4 months ago, actually. 4 months ago, I was dabbling in what looked to be something that I really wanted to do, and that was, how do I consecutively line up or add some consistency in my life where I know exactly what to do and how to do it? Furthermore, how do I get through this feeling of just feeling flat out fatigued, burned out, tired, and really not know what to do with it? Well, here's the answer. Here's how you catch up on fatigue and sleep in increments, and then you get back. You even get back the debt that you owe yourself. When you start front loading, and by front loading I mean every morning you wake up a little bit earlier and you give yourself that much more, you take me time and you do your ritual. And your ritual or your routine is your exercises. And then you start to really augment, you start to increase your endurance, you start to add energy every day that you're consistent doing that to your life. And what that does is, on the longer span of things, you add more energy to your days because you're able to, in increments, show yourself more capacity and more energy. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Now, can I say that I'm 100%? No, I'm working towards that though. And the reason why we feel burned out is because we put everyone else before us, and then we cause ourselves resentment and stress. And what that does is it overtaxes our body. And for me, what I used to do, especially when I was learning how to do marathon running, is I would do all this training, but I would use my fitness and working out as a way to, let's say, suppress any stress or anger. I wouldn't really deal with it. Like, I would deal with it, and it would help my mind, it would help my body achieve some results, most of them, but it wouldn't be the best thing, because what I ended up doing was I ended up putting pain and stress aside momentarily. Or at that time, it was, I would be able to suppress it, forget about it, but I wouldn't really deal with it. And it would come up in every workout because I would think about it over and over again. I'd be mulling over it again. So it's important to deal with the stress mentally, because it becomes taxing on the body when you do not do anything about it. And the other reason why you feel burned out is because you keep saying yes. When I kept on saying yes to things instead of saying no, because I'm one to talk when it comes to this. I would rather have an alternative and give someone an alternative versus saying no to things. But there are some times when you just got to say no. You just got to say no, because if it comes down to your health and your stress, is it really worth finding an alternative for when it becomes taxing or stressing on your system? Let me give you an example of that. Instead of saying no to your wife or to your friend, like I do from time to time, and I'm working on this, you say, well, let us try and find an alternate means to get to my child's activity. Let me find another day. Let me find another time. Let's work and defer this activity to another date. But what does that do? What does that do? Well, it helps, and you can do that. But if you do this over and over, it adds to your burnout. Another thing that adds to your burnout is you do not eat right. You do not eat right. So you're over-caffeinating yourself, which is nutrient depleting your system. You're over-peeing. Yeah, I said that. And it taxes your system. So in order to get on top of your fatigue, you have another coffee, hoping to get another high and hoping to give you another jolt. In reality, it's just stressing you out that much more. You're actually dehydrated. I know I have been. I know that's what I've done. I've got up to a pot of coffee in some occasions because I just felt like my body wasn't boosted enough. And in order to get through that day, I felt like I had to caffeinate myself on top of caffeine, more caffeine. And that is actually a game that you do not want to play with your body, because your body will take score of that. And down the road, as you found out, you become burned out because you were so dehydrated. I was dehydrated, and on top of the stress, I was putting pain in certain places in my body. And what that does is it means that you have dehydrated tissue. And when you have dehydrated tissue, that's when things really start to happen. You start to get the aches and pains. You start to get the calcifications. And that's really not what a person wants to do. That's what happened to my shoulder. That's what happened to my lower back. Over-caffeinating, underhydrating, stressing out. It's no wonder I was burned out. I was running like the Dickens, but it really wasn't helping me when I looked long term. It was helping me short term in short bursts, but it really wasn't a great plan. And I know I listened to many people, and then I also challenged many people. Hey, this is what I'm doing. It's working for me, and la-ti-da. I didn't, the naive part of me didn't see the long term. That's okay though. This is why I have learned that what that was for me, what was meant for me, was a big lesson in how to take care of my body. Something else that I find will burn a person out is when you do not give yourself a day off. I've heard many people say, I don't know what to do with myself when I am by myself or have nothing to do. I have no idea. I tend to rip out the books, rip out the computer, and I work some more. Really? Yeah, that's what happens. And it's what I would have done if I could go back in time and do it would be not work more to show myself that I am bound to work and to show my body that my health is number two. I would have known a little bit better. I would have taken a lot more time to myself. I would have gone out in nature. I would have gone for a cold dip. I would have done something, and somebody will say, you will use the cliche, well, hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, it is. But here's the thing. When you have people and your friends and some people that say you could do this instead, listen to your gut. Really listen to how you feel. You're feeling like a bag of hammers. You're feeling tired. Start taking stock of your energy. Start taking stock of what you're doing, because what you're unconsciously doing is stacking things up against your system, which is fatiguing it. And if you become burned out, my man, you are of no use to yourself, your kids, or your wife. And if burnout is something that you're really concerned about, I would love to have a chat with you about it, because I've been through it on multiple occasions, and I'm sure you have your story too. But let's talk about a solution. Never mind this story around, yeah, I can do it again, I'm a man, I'm strong, and I just have to get through this. Come on, enough's enough. Take the olive branch in the hand. Take my hand and let's do this. Go to thevaliantlifestyle.com and book your 30-minute discovery call now. And let's finally get after this thing that you have been longing to get after, which is making out a plan that is successful and sees you doing something in your life where you don't have to burn yourself out again and stress out again and feel like you've got injuries all over your body. Does that sound amazing or what? Yeah, and I can help you do that, because being a person that's done that to myself, I won't do that again. I know better, and I know what to do, and I know how to see it before it comes. Foresight. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Let's do this.